Good morning, everyone. I'm back with you today. I took a little break last week and didn't do a video, but today I'm back with a Terrific Tuesday card, and this is the card that we're going to be making. It's just a cute little fun card, and I'm going to I haven't put anything on the inside yet, but I have a little guy at church who has a birthday coming up, and I think it's going to be his birthday card because he's all about the bugs in the world. So for today, what we're going to use is actually featured in the mini catalog. It goes through the end of April, and we are using this complete suite, which is called, what is it called? Let me see. Cute as a Bug. And we're using the stamp set, the dies, the little ladybug embellishments that I think are so darling. We're using some of the ribbon. And here's the paper, and I'll show you a close-up of the paper. So that's what we're using. Again, this is available until the end of April. And if you are interested in anything, you might go to my online store at sherrymini.stampinup.net. And my blog is simply lovestampin.com. And I will have this card and all the details posted later today. So to begin with, we'll be using the stamp set and the dies. And really all I think I used in the stamp set was the Hello Friend. I used mostly the dies, and there are dies that cut out the images. We're going to use the big caterpillar. I'll show you on the paper what we're using, but cuts out the little ants. Love this set. So cute. And we're going to use this is the ribbon that comes with it, and it's kind of almost like a crochet rickrack. It's very soft, and it does tie into a bow if you want to. I just used it on my card. I used it along the bottom as kind of like a grass thing or something to ground the images. And we'll be using two different inks. We're going to be using Memento Black for the majority of our stamping, and we're going to do a little bit of blending with the Balmy Blue. And then here are the cute little embellishments, and I think these are called ladybug epoxy shapes. I somehow misplaced the package that they go in, but they're so cute, and we're going to be using the little ladybugs. And then here is the paper, last but certainly not least, and this is the one that I used to cut out most of the images. We cut out the big caterpillar with the leaf, the little ladybug greeting. Here are the ants, and here are the flowers. I'm not a flower person, so I don't know. And then here's the little bee, and it's just such cute paper. And you see I've already cut parts out of it. The back is just a kind of a daisy pattern. Here are some what we call cut aparts. So you could actually just cut this out and make this a scene and just have the whole card almost done before you know it. And they're real cute. And so I have done that. And then on the back, again, we have another pattern background paper, and here's some more really cute images. I love the ladybugs and the snails, and it's just so darling, and I love the colors that are in it. And this got like a petal pink background. Here's some more caterpillars and grapes and strawberries. It's just so cute, and butterfly is darling. Now if I were home, I would have this in my scan cut, and it would cut all of these out, but there's not dies for anything, I don't think, that's on this page. Maybe this one, but I didn't try it. But I'm not at home. As you know, I'm wintering in Arizona, and so here's another background, kind of a bolder pattern. Here's strawberries. If you're a strawberry fan, I am. Here's another same pattern but different colors. And then here's the mushrooms. And there are dies to cut out some of the mushrooms. I just haven't cut into them yet. And in the back is what we're using on our card today. So great paper pack. Again, available until the end of April. So in your packet, you're going to have your envelope. You'll have a thick, basic white card base. This is our standard 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And you'll have a piece of basic black. This is 4 by 5 1/4, a piece of Designer Series paper. This is 5 and 3 by 3 3/4. You'll have another strip for your envelope. This is about 3/4 by 4 1/2. And then you'll have a piece of scrap that you're going to use. And I did not bring this die because they've actually been discontinued, or they're on last chance. They might still be available. It's called the Textured Notes. and I love it, and I will not be getting rid of it because I use them all the time, but you're just going to have enough to cut this rectangle out. So to start with, since I've already started doing the blending on this one, let me find my blending brush. And you all, we've done blending before, so I don't think it's anything new, and I've already got most of this done, but I'll just give you a refresh on how we do it. You'll want a piece of scrap paper, and you're going to take your blending brush, and you're going to ink it up, and I just rub it across my pad. And then I never start right away going on my piece because you'll get a blotchy look. So I always stamp it off. And then you want to start blending off of your cardstock piece, and then come on. And you use a light pressure, and you just keep going. You add it as much as you want. And I usually do circles, and then I smooth it out going this way. And you end up with, I think you can see that pretty well. And that's just going to kind of be our sky. And that is really all we're using the Balmy Blue for. Now we will go ahead and do some stamping while we're here. And do I have, yes, I do have my little foam pad that I like to put underneath when I'm stamping with photopolymer. And we'll get our, really the only stamp, sorry for the reach, as I said last couple of weeks ago, I have a very limited stamping space here, so everything's kind of piled up all around me, and I have to reach in front of you, and I apologize for that. So here's our black memento. We're going to ink up our Hello Friend. And we're going to stamp this on our die cut piece pretty close to the top and kind of centered. There we go. You need a lot of room down here to get your little animals on. Okay, and then that's really it for stamping, believe it or not. One stamp. Oh, and then I'll probably put a happy birthday greeting on the inside of mine for the little guy that I'm making a card for. And then we're going to take a piece of the ribbon, and I'm just going to trim it off to about the length, a little bit longer than this cutout piece is. And let me grab my ribbon scissors, and I'm just going to cut it off. And since I forgot to bring glue dots down here with me, and I didn't want to go buy any, I'm just going to use my Scotch tape to put this on my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear off a little piece of Scotch tape, and I'm going to take this and put it fairly close to the bottom. And I'll turn it over. Let's see, I'll make sure, and I'm stretching to make sure I got plenty. Oh, I got plenty on this side. You want to make sure you have enough to go cover the whole thing. I'm going to turn this to the back. And then I'm just going to take my Scotch tape, and I'm going to tape it down to hold it. And then I'll take it, and I'll take another little piece. It was hard to know what to bring and what not to bring, and I brought so much stuff, and it was like you only have a certain amount of room in the back of the car to load stuff, so I didn't even think about throwing in a package of glue dots. They wouldn't take up hardly any room, but anyway, we all make do with what we have. That's my new motto. I'm trying to make do with what I have, which is not always the easiest thing for me to do. I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to build our card base right now. So we're going to take our patterned piece, and we're going to take our, sorry again, I got to reach. We're going to take our Stampin' Seal and put some on here. And we will put that as straight as we can on our basic black piece. You do have a border. And then we'll take our card base. And we'll do the same thing. Put Stampin' Seal on it, and I don't cover the whole thing. It's really not necessary, depending on what kind of adhesive you're using. This one you definitely don't have to go the whole way. And we will put this on the front. Again, you'll have a nice border, top, bottom, and sides. Okay, now I did take this piece that we were just working on, and I did pop it up with some dimensionals. And let me grab those real quick. On my first original card that I've already sent one of these out, well, actually I didn't send it. We've been blessed for the month of January and February to have this really neat gal giving kind of exercise classes. She was so great, and so I turned this card into a thank you card for Allison, because she left, actually headed to Colorado on the 28th was her last day to teach class, and she was so great, and I just really appreciated it. And they spend the month of March in Colorado, but they're in Morrison, and even if I were home, there'd be no way I could go participate in her classes. If she was close, trust me, I would, because she was a great teacher, and she didn't make you, if you couldn't do the things that she did, and she had tons and tons of energy, and she was probably mid to late 50s, and she just, man, she killed it. And but she was a great fun, so I made her a cute little thank you card. And this, now we are going to put kind of in the center of our designer series paper. And then here are the little images that I was telling you about. So here's the cute little caterpillar. Here are the flowers. They kind of look like, I don't know, a lily or something. I don't know. I wished I knew flowers, but I don't. And then you have the bee. We have the little reading ladybug. And here are the cute little ants. So to start off with, we'll take the backings. Now, my first card, I popped up every one of these images except the two that are going on the inside. It was just too much. So I decided on this one, I'm only popping up the two main large cutouts, and the rest of them I'm going to glue down flat. It'll also help in mailing the post, so the postage hopefully wouldn't be quite so much. So all you do is just take these off. Hopefully this one won't. This is really not, once you get everything cut out, it goes together super quick. Okay. And you just want to kind of stretch them out so that you have enough room to get all your little pieces and not cover up your sentiment. So that's how I did it. I put the flowers and the little butterfly caterpillar kind of off. And then I took the little reading ladybug, who's super cute. And I'm going to use my liquid glue for this, just so I can, and again, I'm just using the tiniest little bit because you don't need much. And this is going to sit right here on top of the grass or whatever we're choosing to think this ribbon is. And she's going to sit right there. And then we're going to take the little ant that's blowing the horn and getting ready to have a party. Maybe a picnic. And we're going to do this. And we'll put him right over here and get him somewhat straight. And then the little bee is going to go up at the top. You could make this card into anything. You could say, thinking of you, just because. Make a great just because card. I might do that with, I always make 4, and maybe I'll do that. Okay, now the only other thing we have left, a couple things we have to do, we're going to take our little flag-bearing ant, And we're going to put him on the inside. And the little one that's happy and dancing and I think just having a good time is going to go on the inside too. They're so cute. I just love them. I don't really like ants in person, but boy, these are cute. And he's ready for the party. And then, like I say, you could put whatever sentiment you want on the inside. And now the only other thing we have to do is put our cute little ladybug on. And I'm just going to put her on this leaf so she stands out. Then the very last thing we have to do, and we've done this numerous times, is we're going to decorate our envelope with our little strip of Designer Series paper. And we will glue that down. And we are done. The inspiration for this card came from Linda Dalkey. She's an a demonstrator from Australia. I almost said Australian Shepherd. No, she loves cats. But anyway, she's great, and I've enjoyed watching her. And she made this card a couple months ago, and I just now getting around to recreate it. So here's the one we just completed, and here's the one that I showed as my sample. So that's it for today. I thank each and every one of you for taking some of your time, whether it's in the evening, the afternoon, the morning, whenever you choose to watch this. I am grateful for everyone that does, and I hope to see you again next week, and may God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.